I was born ready.
Okay. Hey everybody, Jay and Manion here at the NPC Photo Gym. I am here with IFBB Pro Bikini.
Jourdanne.
And this is her first road to the Olympia here at the NPC Photo Gym. How's it feel?
It feels like an honor. It is an honor to actually be here in the flesh and be hosted by you. And it's really light and airy and bright. That was my first impression when I walked in, and just to see all the pieces of history. But the progression of how everything's built within the industry, which has been really cool to see.
Yeah. So give you a little backstory. The walls weren't always white, and I kept throwing a hissy fit that if the walls were always white, I wouldn't have to carry my lights around the gym the whole time. Because I knew that the lights would reflect in the daylight coming in the windows and everything.
Yeah.
Because everything that we do here now, I don't use my lights.
Right.
Yeah. So it's all natural light.
That was smart thinking on your part. Yeah, it's paid off.
Yeah, well, just had to convince my dad. Took a couple years.
Well, you got the job done.
Got it done.
You got it done.
All right, so now we are how far away from, this is also her road to the Arnold. So we're how far away?
Just a little over 2 weeks. About 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
3.
Close. 3.
Yesterday would have been 3.
Well, if you count peak week or not.
Yeah.
Because the goal is to be ready by peak week.
Yeah, but until the contest, so,
3
right?
weeks. Yep.
All right, so first off, let's talk about the Arnold.
Let's do it.
So, as you know, she was part of the curly hair photo shoot. So, we're on the boat for like 8 hours on a Tuesday. And her and the other women are talking about, oh my God, I hope I get invited to the Arnold, this and that. They're all talking about it all freaking day. And there's 2 people on the boat that actually know who of those 7 were actually invited. Debbie and I, right? And I'm just like, I had told Debbie, if you think I'm gonna say something or I'm gonna give it up, punch me, kick me, whatever you have to do, right? So every time they'd be talking, I would be like, hey, let's do some more pictures, right?
Yeah.
But all I heard, and like if you sit down and underneath, I could hear them all talking about it too. Nobody knew. I knew. Now, listen, I think I should get an award for probably the only guy that never gave up a secret for 8 hours to 7 women. Do you think that's justified?
Yeah.
I know I'm turning this on me.
No, you did a good job. You did. I know you were probably like dying inside because we were all like.
All day.
All day we were talking about it, and we were like, gosh, like, you know, I wish, you know, this is like fingers crossed. Like, have you heard anything yet? Have you seen anything yet?
And it's not like they didn't ask me too.
And he knew the whole time. He was just like.
Now the reason that I knew they hadn't announced it because they were still finalizing the men's bodybuilding. But all the other 3 divisions were already set.
Yeah.
And only 10 get to go this year because of the shortened schedule and everything. So it was very selective, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't give it up.
You didn't give it up.
It was difficult.
Kudos.
Okay,
High
but
five.
it was difficult, I'll be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I afterwards when I looked at all the pictures, I'm like, oh man, I did like 3 times the amount of pictures on the boat that we did on the beach and everything else. I think because it was every time someone would bring up the Arnold, hey, let's get another group, let's do some more pictures, right?
Right.
It was afterwards that I realized, oh wow, we actually have a lot of pictures, but no.
Yeah, we have a ton.
Yeah.
We have a ton. Wow.
But they're good.
How many did you? Was it like 20? How much? How many? It was in the thousands that you took.
Yeah, I took over 20,000 pictures for 2 days.
That's crazy.
And 2/3 of it was on the boat.
Yeah.
The boat and the marina.
Yeah. Between that and us getting seasick, which was quite the experience to have. But we pulled through. We all survived, and the picture still came out. You would have never known.
Yeah, that was whenever Brina got really sick.
Yes.
We hit some hard waves.
We did.
Yeah, it was like it's a sailboat, but it has a motor. So we hit some waves, and the boat was literally doing this. Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom, boom.
Yep.
Actually, downstairs, there's 3 bedrooms, and there's like 2 smaller bedrooms. I had my bag in there. I was going to check something in one, and we hit a wave, and it literally launched me off the bed into the galley where all of you were.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Thank God there was the sink there.
Yeah.
And then I just stood there like,
Right.
And then right. And then we all look, and Brina is sweating. Like she's literally starting to turn green.
Yeah.
Really didn't think she was going to make it, but she pulled through.
She pulled through. Thank goodness.
But that was rough.
It was a little bit scary for a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, then Serge came down and said, the captain said we're going to turn around and come back more towards Biscayne Bay, a little calmer waters.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to go out a little more to the ocean.
Yeah.
But it all worked.
It worked. No, it worked. 20,000 photos.
Okay, so she's one of the ones that said back in 2019, hey, we should do this curly hair shoot. Dancing backstage at the Olympia.
Yeah.
In the convention center.
Yes.
At the pre-judging.
Yep.
So from September of 2019 to June of 2021, I actually think it worked out better. I hate to say this, that 2020 happened. I don't think we wouldn't have had everybody that we had.
I would agree.
Right?
Yeah. The timing was impeccable.
Yeah. Now, I mean, we probably would have had like 3 or 4. We ended up with 7. Probably could have done more, but I had to cap it somewhere.
Yeah.
Debbie and I literally couldn't get it down. I mean, my basis was it was people that I've worked with before, that I've talked with, that have some type of relationship with, to do this, right?
Yeah, totally.
So.
And it was a really good group. We had awesome chemistry the whole weekend, and we had so much fun. Like it was a good time, and the cool part about it is the photos. You can see how much fun we had through the photos.
Yeah.
So it was just like hanging out with the fam all weekend, hanging out with mom and dad. Went to dinner together every night, cracking more.
Oh, the dinners were fun too.
Oh, those were a riot. Oh, it was a really good time.
And the other thing is, we told them, we don't want you in contest shape.
Which was fun too. It was fun.
Photo shoot shape.
Yeah.
And if your trainer doesn't know photo shoot shape, give me a call.
Yeah.
I'll explain.
Yeah. And that definitely helped, I think, like with the pressure.
Right.
Being able to just be like a little more flexible from a nutrition perspective, and then when we were able to like after as well, it let out the pressure, and then the juicy booties, and the juicy bikini booties, that's right, and the curly hair. It's just a killer combo.
So in the new MD there's a layout with this, right?
Yeah.
And the art director called it curls with curves.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
The opening shot is the boat pick, the now iconic boat pick.
Yep. That was a good one.
Now, on the last video of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, there had been like a couple days before this on social media, this big thing going back and forth about wellness, bikini, wellness overtaking bikini, wellness booties versus bikini booties and all this stuff. And we're kind of doing the closing, and somebody decides to voice their opinion.
Yeah.
And how did you do something
I said bikini is not dead. It's not.
It had a little more smack to it on that thing.
Yeah, bikini is not dead. There we go. There it was. The first one was a little bit weak. I had to redeem myself there. Thank you for that. Yeah. You gotta bring it home. You gotta bring the point home.
I'm like, although I did instigate, I go, hell, now that we're kind of bringing this up, although I wasn't ready for that.
Well, hey, sometimes the element of surprise is just what you need.
So what you need to do is find the boat video basically from the second day. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a part 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to part 2 if you don't want to watch the whole thing, which you'd be dumb not to. But it's towards the end. That's where this all comes in. When we're all standing in the marina.
Yep.
On the dock.
Yeah, you can see it there.
And you'll see everything, and you'll see everybody laughing. And
yeah.
I do have to say, no divas on the shoot, which was a bonus for Debbie and I.
Yeah, no, it was all just good vibes and laughs and jokes and how it should be. And it was nice to bond like off stage as well, because I mean, with this whole thing we do and all this time and dedication that we actually put into this.
And it's like, you all knew of each other, but you didn't all know each other.
Right. Some of us were connecting, like really connecting intimately for the first time. So it was just, the personalities just matched. You guys did a good job casting the curly crew.
Right. and as I talk to everybody individually, it's not like I send out some big group text and somebody might not be able to do it or doesn't want to do it. So we do it individually. And yes, we do kind of piece together who we think, would work.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do. Because like we were saying before, that energy, it translates through the photos.
Yeah.
Unless we're all actors, but we're not actors, we're bikini competitors. So.
And bikini's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. We're still very much here. We're still very much.
So I would say this past weekend at the NPC North Americans maybe kind of proved that. 482 bikini and 104 wellness,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You heard the numbers. And it was competitive.
Well, listen,
Get closer.
largest NPC bikini show ever, actually largest wellness NPC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, but I will still stick by my prediction though, which she's gonna be mad at,
Here we go.
okay? And I have a couple bets on it that 2024, wellness will be the most dominant women's division in the NPC Worldwide, and IFBB Pro League.
Okay. Okay. We'll see. 2024.
Okay? She's
Is
gonna
our
be,
USC lineup?
she's the one that's gonna be busting my chops
Oh boy. Right.
for the next few years.
Busting your chops. The next few years. Uh-huh.
What do you have to say to that? I know you've heard me say it. It's not like you have to admit wellness is growing fast.
Wellness is growing fast too, but bikini is still growing. Bikini is still growing at a decent pace, and I think I don't know. It might be a close one, but I think that bikini's still going to pull through.
Okay, so let me say this. Almost everybody I say that to thinks I'm wrong.
Okay. Okay.
So you are in the majority.
And actually,
And I'm talking family members too.
Yeah, we all know what happens when we don't listen to Jan. Eventually, he's like, "I told you so." But we're gonna see. I don't know. I believe
Was that
in
on
bikini.
purpose?
What?
What?
What do they say? Everything before butt doesn't matter. Ah, crap. We'll see. 2024.
We're talking bikini and wellness too.
2024. We'll see how the numbers line up. But what's our marker? So are we going by
Number of competitors.
Okay, total NPC and IFBB. Okay, we'll see.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just, I will literally have, it'll be sometime within 2024 because we'll have to wait until people start signing up and things like that. See who's qualified, how many have qualified and everything else by 2023.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it by the numbers. I'm going to do it legitimately.
Yep.
And if I lose money. Like this isn't just like a normal like.
This is a serious
like
bet
me
here.
and you like saying, hey, whatever. This is like there's money on the line.
Wow. Okay. All right. How much? Are we
What?
shaking on it?
Wait, what are we shaking on?
We're shaking that in 2024, wellness is not going to overtake bikini.
Are we shaking on that you're going to stand here and tell me you told me so, or I told you so?
We're shaking that. We're shaking
No,
on
we're not doing money. We're going to do an I told you so,
Okay. That I told you so.
or I told you so.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
It's the deal.
It's recorded. It's on the record.
I can edit this. No, I'll leave it in.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Deal.
We're going to be back here.
We're gonna be back here in
Hold on.
2024.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe the 2024 Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you can still be a bikini Olympia champion and do the Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you can. He's gonna think something to me.
So we'll be standing here when I say, I told you so. Or she's going to be telling me and I'm going to be like,
Yep. Yep.
I'm confident.
I'm confident.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. We have that.
You got it. Yeah, it's a bet. It's
All
an
right.
I told you so bet.
Sometimes it's even better than money. So you get the personal
It's a
satisfaction.
It's a satisfaction.
Right.
Exactly.
Although the money will be satisfying too.
Yeah, it depends for who. The winner, the loser, not so much. The winner, satisfying.
Yes. Yeah.
Now I'm curious though. Who's got what? Oh dear.
That's an off-camera conversation.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
I'll just tell you this. I said I'm in the minority.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely the minority. So,
It's gonna be good.
yeah, people think I am crazy.
I don't think you're crazy though. I will say that. I don't think you're crazy. But
I am basing that on the fact of how quickly in a half season, but I said this in the beginning of 2020, before there was a pandemic, before there was COVID and everything else. This is before the Arnold. I said this all before the season started,
yeah.
okay? So, watching the half season that we had,
Yeah.
the half a year,
Yeah.
basically July to December.
Yeah.
And that by December, at the USA Championships, which is never a small contest, even last year it was a big contest, right? That wellness had overtaken the figure division in numbers. All it took was to take over one division, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, I'm looking at bikini and figure, okay? Yes, it had overtaken women's physique, but to me, wellness is the divide between bikini and figure.
Yes.
There's no wellness without figure and bikini.
Right.
I mean, I know they started in Brazil years ago, but still, looking at it now, I think it's a more defined figure, wellness, and bikini.
Yes, you can take three physiques from each division, and you can tell right away from a visual perspective who fits where.
Right.
Yeah, precisely.
Because you always had those women that you didn't know which one they went to, right?
Yep.
They'd go to one, they were too small. You go to the other, they're too big.
Yep. And now there's a place for those who have the structure that kind of fell in between.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, you being a coach, you see it's a little bit easier to place the women now.
100%. And it's much better to have the opportunity to grow somebody into a division that already has the potential for the structure, because they're able to eat more, they're able to train more, train the way they like, versus if it's somebody that's trying to come down a division, it's much more hard to get muscle off
Right.
than to put muscle on.
Right.
So it's nice to have that option, definitely.
Yeah, and it was interesting, I was taking the pictures of the people when they came off stage, where you were back there doing the interviews. I had probably about, I don't know if you noticed, like, there was probably about a dozen women in bikini that came off, and they had said they had talked to, in between, they had talked to some judges, or their coaches were watching them, and they said, you'll see me next year in wellness. Like, they're taking this year off. They realized that they were the ones that they weren't placing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that happened with the one, the Fit Body Fusion competitor in the Tahoe show.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Oh,
I
yeah.
I didn't even know that she was with you guys.
Right.
And then Jamie tells me after, and I go, oh, it's so funny, because when I saw her come on stage, I'm like, this girl should be in wellness. I'm thinking, right?
Yeah,
And then
you
Jamie
did.
goes, what do you think, she's going to go to wellness? I'm like, I didn't even know you trained her, but yes, I think absolutely.
Yeah. Call that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it was, so I like the fact, and these women are okay with it. They're like, okay, I'm going to take the rest of this year, I'm going to do what I need to do, and you'll see me in 2022 in wellness.
Yeah. He's trying to prove a point. He's trying to prove a point that wellness is going to overtake bikini.
I'm not proving anything, I'm giving you facts. There's a difference. I don't have to prove anything at this point.
I'm just pulling your leg.
Okay?
Right.
Well, listen, you remember at the Universe, I mean, the wellness numbers were creeping up on bikini.
It was. I still got faith.
Of course you do. So has anybody ever erroneously said to you, hey, do you ever think of doing wellness? And you'd be like, no.
I've never ever gotten that feedback ever.
Okay.
I've never.
Good.
I don't have a structure for
just
it.
like we have the tape dividing us on the line here, so we know where to stand. We know where we're standing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So you're not biased in any way. By that, I'm saying. By someone saying you should be wellness.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Good. So anyways, back to the Arnold. Now, how does it feel to be invited there? I mean,
So for the first 4 weeks, I couldn't believe it. I was in awe. I was in shock, in awe, in shock. Every time I would get a congratulatory message or someone would come up to me in person, I would
Yeah.
get chills and pins and needles, because it's something that, well, first of all, there's only 10 chosen this year, so I can't imagine the selection process, how strenuous it was. To choose only 10 out of how many competitors, bikini competitors applied.
Right.
There were quite a few.
pretty much everybody you talk to.
Right. So that in itself was an honor. And it's actually, right when I found out, I took this video, like a selfie video, and it was hilarious. Because I was like, holy smokes, with my Invisalign lisp. I had just gotten them on a couple weeks prior, and I couldn't believe it. I was stumbling over myself, and wow. Wow, pretty much. So when I'm interviewing competitors that just won and they're speechless and they're like, wow, that's me right now. I know exactly how they feel. They start getting hot and they're like, I can't believe this. But it's such a prestigious show. And it's one of those things that you watch for so many years and everybody is on their A game. Everyone comes in shape and just looks beautiful. All of the divisions, every competitor just comes so polished.
Right.
And they bring it, and they're just so poised. So to have the opportunity to do that and compete on that stage is like, wow.
Right, and you are also going up against 2 former champions.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
Issa and Ashley.
Yep. 2
Okay.
former champions. Yep.
Right, and Ashley's a multi-winner there.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and you know, does that fuel your fire?
You know, it definitely, I wouldn't exactly say, yeah, it fuels my fire, I would say. But it also, I look at it like you got these really big shoes to fill. So you have a past multiple champion winner, and then you have one, Issa. She's the current holder of the Arnold title. So it's like you gotta level up. It doesn't matter. You gotta just level up and you gotta bring it. And for me, it was just go. Just follow the plan, execute, do the work, and go. Try not to pay too much attention to everything that is going on around you, because you have to focus on you and bringing your absolute best, better than you've ever brought before. So of course it fuels my fire, but it more gives me energy to laser in on my focus even more.
Same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Than it has before.
Right.
But then you realize, you're like, this is a show with people that have won the Olympia,
Won
title
multiple
holders,
contests.
won multiple contests. So the echelon of competition, it's just
Right.
elevated, So I'm ready for the challenge.
And then 2 weeks later,
Is the Olympia. Yep.
only time in history it's ever been this way.
That's
Probably be the only time in history that it ever will be this way.
Right.
Because the Arnold's going to go back to March again.
Which is going to be here before you know it.
Right.
So
how's it feel going back to the Olympia?
it feels great. Much different this time. So we did things a lot differently. My very first Olympia in 2019 was towards the end of competing back to back for over a year straight. Versus this year, I've been able to focus on first building, reverse dieting, get my nutrition up, and then taking a longer prep, so slow and steady. So first we got ready for the photo shoot,
Yeah.
and then we took our time coming into these last few weeks to really fine tune. So there was no rushing here. Yes, there were some bumps, but nothing we couldn't handle. And from a mental perspective, I feel solid. From a physical perspective, I feel great. I still have energy to push in the gym. I still have a lot of spirit. So when I say spirit, that means like still tracking my food, I'm good. Still going to the gym every day, I'm good. The
Right.
want to do all of those things hasn't left. It's
Right.
still very much there and it's still very much alive. Sometimes towards the end of a road or towards the end of a prep, we're just all so fatigued and depleted and done and dead and tired. And I'm not. That's why I wanted to take a little bit longer so we
Right.
can keep food high, keep cardio low, and really come into this fresh,
Right.
So I feel effing fantastic. I feel so good. I'm still smiling. I'm still bopping around. Some people are like, how are you on prep? And you have so much energy. But we just took a longer time to get ready.
Good.
So, granted, there's some days that are long, some working days that are long.
Right.
Which it's okay. It happens. But I'm here to do it and I love it and it just fills me up and I can't wait. I'm so excited to be in Columbus and Orlando.
Well, good.
And here. I'm very excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So before we wrap this up, do you want to give a shout out to anybody?
course. So I definitely want to give a shout out to my Fit Body Fusion family. You guys are absolutely amazing. The love, the support, the community that we have built is just, it's unmatched. And the involvement that we have here with the NPC and the IFBB. Thank you guys for giving us a platform for our competitors to do what they love and compete. And thank you and your family for inviting me here. And
Well, no, let's make it clear. There's only 2 people that can invite you here, me or my dad. So.
Thank you, JM, for inviting me here, and Mr. Manion for having me here. I really, really appreciate it.
By the way, you had a fun time with him backstage, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so JM's like, Pa, let's get a photo. Wait, no, you didn't call him Pa.
That's what Tyler calls him. I call him Dad.
You call him Dad. Let's get a photo. And Mr. Manion says, okay, come on. And the other guys tried to step in. He said,
Mark Anthony and Neil Cat.
No.
Yeah.
Right? And we grabbed our photo.
He literally pushed them away.
He did.
Like each one.
Yeah. It was like the ocean.
And they're giggling like crazy, right?
It was like the ocean was separating. Step aside, boys. And then took photos. So that was a good time. That was a good time. That was a lot of fun backstage.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to do what I love. Be healthy from an emotional perspective and a physical perspective. So, everyone that has supported me through the very beginning of my journey, the middle, people just, that are newer to me, to Jourdanne, thank you guys for your support. It all goes noticed, and I love to give back. I love to give back. I love to be involved, not just on the stage, but off the stage.
Right.
Is really important, and it fills me up with joy. So.
All right, so J.M. Manion.
Jourdanne Lee.
We will see you in Columbus. We will see you in Orlando.
Yep.
And I'll see you here May of 2024 to tell you I was right. Signing off for NPCNewsOnline.com.